We always enjoy the conversation on Alabama football with Stephen M. Smith from Touchdown Alabama. Join him on his show weekdays, Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 Central Time. The Way It Is, Fox 97.9. I would like you to run through what you would consider the big keys to this game.
Number one for me is third down is the biggest key. Third down for Alabama offensively and defensively. We've seen on defense, Alabama, you got to get off the field on third down. Against Mississippi State, against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, Alabama had a difficulty when it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, not just getting pressure, and hitting home with that pressure, but affecting plays. Alabama not able to do that consistently, and your defense tires out. Then offensively, when you're in a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and medium, converting those, moving the sticks, keeping your offense on the field, keeping that momentum, and giving your defense that much-needed rest. So third down efficiency on both sides of the football, that's a huge key, number one. Number two, putting Jalen Hurts in situations where he can attack from the offensive line standpoint and the offensive play calling standpoint. For Brent Key, especially with your offensive tackles, Jonah Williams and Matt Womack, neutralizing the pass rush specialists that are Cleveland Farrell and Austin Bryant. Both of those two are top NFL-type talent. Both of those guys can affect the quarterback. Cleveland Farrell, 17 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks. Austin Bryant, 14.5 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks. Both of those defensive ends can disrupt plays. So from an offensive line standpoint, moving those guys off the football, setting that edge, either in the run game or giving Jalen Hurts that time in the pocket to really be on the attack. And for Brian Daboll, I go back to the 2012 BCS National Championship game off the 2011 season for a moment here. And A.J. McCarron, that game against LSU, 23 of 34 passing for 234 yards. He was the offensive MVP. And the reason for that, Jim McElwain devised a scheme. He drew up a game plan that had McCarron on the attack early and often, while MSU was so much predicated on stopping the run. McCarron able to complete 5-yard, out routes, little dump offs to the flat to Brad Smelly, a little 6 to 7 yard drag and in routes, and then you stretch it out, with the big plays, having McCarron on that attack. And so for Brian Daboll, I see the same thing, but also if the run game is working, and I get it if you watch film and you feel like, look, we cannot run the ball on this team, but you never know unless you actually test it out and try it. If Alabama's able to run the football on Clemson and pound that defense, kind of get these guys worn down early on, then Daboll has to take that chance and feature Damian Harris, Bo Scarborough, Josh Jacobs, and the rest of that crew within the offense. So you either put Jalen on the attack early or run the football and then ease Jalen in with passes. So, to me, that's number two, the offensive efficiency from the offensive line and a play calling standpoint. And then number three for Alabama, find out where number 13, Hunter Renfrow, is in relation to the field. And you and I both talked about it, Mark. As good as Deion Kane is, and he is, Ray McCloud is good. Hunter Renfrow has been the guy that has hurt the Alabama secondary the last, 2 years. So being able to locate him in relation to where you're going to be on the football field, try to frustrate him as much as you possibly can. Now, you're not going to pretty much shut him down to no catches. He's going to probably get, 4 to 5, 6 catches, but not allowing him to get the yards after the catch or, converting those first downs on third downs, the marquee plays. You can't allow him to get the marquee plays. He's going to catch the football, but limiting those marquee plays is what will be pivotal. So efficiency on third down, offense and defense. From an offensive standpoint, number two for Alabama, whether it's running the football, getting Jalen on the attack. The offensive line and the play calling has to be top-notch. And then number 3, wherever that number 13 in a Clemson jersey is, have your body attached to him.
It's Alabama, it's Clemson. In no way, shape, or form can I imagine a bad football game. I expect a really good game, maybe not a classic, but I would not be surprised if this is classic number 3 in a row, 2015, 16, and 17, with these two teams once again getting together. It's intriguing because these two have separated themselves as the 2 best programs in the country right now. I'm not saying that won't change next season, but for right now, based on what's transpired on the field the last 3 seasons, these are the 2 best programs in college football right now. And it has been something to behold the last 3 seasons, because there's certainly a slice of each game that mirrors the other matchup, but at the same time, there's been a unique quality to each and every matchup. And certainly without Deshaun Watson on the field, with the Clemson team that has now won a championship and knows that it can go toe-to-toe with the best in college football, and with Alabama with some of the issues that they've had on the defensive side of the ball, there is just a different feel to this one, a different element. Alabama was a decided favorite the first 2 meetings, and this time Clemson maybe a slight underdog by Vegas's standards, but certainly number 1 in the country, coming in against the 4 seed, excuse me, in Alabama. Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama joining us to break down the Tide each and every week, at least once a week. Stephen, we appreciate you stopping by, and I have a ton of bowl games to watch tonight and for the rest of the weekend, so I'm sure you'll enjoy a little pigskin as well.
We'll enjoy that, and hopefully, this time around, the SEC was 6-7 last year in bowl games, so hopefully this season they can right that ship, and it starts off with, the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl with Missouri and Texas.